for the month of October, we're going, excuse me, for the month of October, we're going to have some Halloween-themed art. There we go. Our first image is going to be Wendigos. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't know anything really about Wendigos except for what Wikipedia tells me. My kids and I recently saw a doll remake from the YouTuber Dolliteful, and she made the most beautiful, creepy Wendigo doll. So ever since then, we've been fascinated by them. So my kids really wanted me to do a Wendigo as the first image. So I looked at a lot of different art from other artists to try and be inspired on what to do myself, since this is a monster that is 100% new to me. So let's just get started. So the first image here is the original sketch that I did in my car really quick before I did any other research on Wendigos, just from my very limited knowledge. And some people have commented that they thought that I was using other people's like coloring book pages, and no, that is not the case. I do all my own sketches. I do it on just regular sketch paper beforehand, and then I copy it onto the nice paper so that when I make mistakes in my drawing, I don't ruin the nice paper. So all of my artwork is 100% mine. It's all my own freehand drawing. So just wanted to make that clear. I'm thinking about recording when I do my drawings. It's just a lot easier to do the sketches around the house in comfortable places than at my desk with the camera. But anyways, that's how I do it right now. So a little bit about Wendigos from the research that I did. So Wendigos are an evil spirit from, I'm honestly not sure if I'm saying it right, but Algonquian or Algonquin, I'm not sure, folklore that possesses people in times of famine, like during harsh winters. And from what I understand, the story is, or was made to kind of dissuade people from being greedy and doing unsanitary things during those hard times. So, to discourage them from stealing the food supply or taking more than they need, or consuming things or individuals that they really shouldn't be consuming. The Wendigo is supposed to be a spirit that possesses people and encourages them to do these things during those times. So they're kind of known and associated with starvation, and I assume winter time because of that. And they usually have I guess they possess people, but it's usually like a deer skull and antlers, and that's how they're usually depicted. So I don't really know much more about Wendigos than that. This is, like I said, it's really new to me, and I just think they're really interesting and fascinating, and I've seen a lot of really beautiful artwork depicting Wendigos, as well as seriously creepy artwork. So there's a large variety out there. So about my own artwork, so my challenges that I gave myself was, one, I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone and drawing things that are creepy for Halloween. I normally don't draw creepy things. I won't draw gruesome or gory because I personally don't like that. I don't like things that I can't show my own children. They're just gonna kind of be creepy. And I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone this month by doing that. Something else I'm doing with this piece in particular, I didn't ink anything. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I didn't ink an outline or do anything like that. So it's kind of more like a painting. And so I traced it with pencil, but then kind of erased as I went, and it was really easy to lose the lines. Also, when you don't have that defined line, on watercolor paper, these markers, they bleed and feather. It's really easy to lose the nice sharp lines that I really like to have. But that was my challenge to myself, was stepping away from those and doing it kind of more like a painting. That's kind of what it felt like to me. I also tried to show it in the snow. I didn't want to show the skull face because I just didn't know how creepy that would be. So I gave the Wendigo kind of a fur cloak to show oh, it's cold, and to kind of make it look dark and mysterious and creepy in that sense. But then I'm also kind of able to show the suggestion of their ribs to show the starvation and things. But I wanted to make it in the snow, but with the colors that I chose, it just wasn't translating. So I ended up scratching that idea. But I think it turned out really well anyway. So that was kind of a fail. It doesn't. No snow. There's no snow. And I wanted to make it all green. And I started off with cream because that was the lightest color I had. I don't have any lighter shades of green. So I just used cream to kind of give me that idea of like the lightest light, besides just plain white. And then at the end I added black to get it as dark as I wanted. I wasn't going to add black at first, but then it just wasn't giving me that depth that I wanted. So I opted to do that. There was a couple moments of panic where I kind of was getting anxious that it wasn't turning out right, and I kind of did a little more dark on the left side than I wanted. But you know, in the end, I think it balanced well. You know, the fun thing about making artwork, when you look at somebody else's art, you think, oh my goodness, how did they do that? That's so crazy. But when you do your own artwork, you see all the layers that you did and the building up, and in your mind, it kind of keeps it separated. Like, it doesn't blend all the layers together like it does when you look at somebody else's artwork. So when I was finished with this, and even during it, I was like, oh, this is awful. Oh my goodness, I just can't, it's not coming together. I just don't know what I'm doing. But after I slept on it and looked at it the next day, the longer I get away from when I made it, the more blended it becomes in my mind, and the more beautiful I think it is. So it's been really awesome. So I'm doing Halloween themed things all this month. If you want to see a certain monster done, then say so in the comments. I'm doing monsters all month, and if you don't say something, my daughters get to pick, and I don't want to do zombies, so they keep saying zombies. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's theme, and I really appreciate you guys watching and giving me feedback. It means a lot to me. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.
What's your favorite monster?
Mine is a banshee. Mine is a Wendigo.
Mine is a werewolf.